everyone. Welcome. We are newbies, so just give us a moment. We're going to add Angie to this live. Who's from Holistic Kids? I've been working with children for over 20 years as a counsellor, and I'm very much in the holistic field. I'm a holistic counsellor, and I really love feedback. So I use a lot of modalities with my children, such as hypnotherapy. Also, that's still on. Yeah, such as hypnotherapy, Reiki, neurolinguistic programming. I do kids yoga. So there's a lot of modalities that I use with the kids. And I absolutely love how there's so many people out there working with children, but we need to know about them. So this is why I brought Holistic Kids together. I want all children to thrive, in body, mind and spirit. I think healthy kids become healthy adults, and if we teach them the tools now, then we can change a generation. They will be much more ready, I suppose, for life. And I don't want them to get to at my age where you have all these aches and pains and realise that we could have had tools when I was younger to address these issues. We really work on philosophy that emotions are stored in our body and they come out as physical ailments. And I suppose that's a real big part of Bowen therapy, which Angie's going to share with us. But yeah, tell us a bit about yourself. Introduce yourself.
So I'm Angie from Balance and Energize Bowen Therapy. I have 2 kids and a hubby. At the moment, Bowen is my side gig, so I have a full-time job that I do 9 to 5. And Bowen therapy pretty much came about because I wanted to do something else. Everybody always told me I was really good with my hands, but I thought, well, I'm too old to start doing massage. And then literally I just kept putting it out there. What am I meant to do? A few of us, we go on this soulful journey. Kept asking, what am I meant to be doing? And literally a Facebook ad comes up to try Bowen therapy. And it was an introductory day just to introduce it to you and your family. So I thought, why not go do that? Went and did that, come home to my husband, and I said, I think I need to do this. I think it's something that is not only going to help me, but help other people, which is what I love doing. And so I basically went on a journey myself through the course. I obviously got Bowen. I did trades. Have become quite close with one of the old Bowen therapists, so we do trades on each other. And so I went on the same journey that my clients did, and seeing what Bowen can do. So not only did it change me physically in my ailments, but it also changed me emotionally. Because with Bowen therapy, we're basically working on, the nervous system. So for the body to function, your nervous system needs to be functioning properly. For your feet to walk, for your hands to move, for your heart to beat, for your lungs to breathe. Your nervous system needs to be functioning properly. So Bowen therapy is basically something that works directly with the nervous system, and we're using finger and thumb movements over the muscles and the tendons that are sending messages through the tissues, telling the body that it's not in any pain anymore. So I veered off from who am I?
No, I love that. I love that explanation, and I love the part about the emotions. Like, I come and get treatment from you, and I absolutely love it, and my kids do as well. How do you find what it is that you're looking for? Like, if I'm coming to you and going, I'm just, what's happening? How do you decipher that?
So generally we'll do the intake form. So the intake form tells me everything I need to know about you. So we go through everything. I always say to everyone, don't think too much about not putting something on there. Put everything on there because everything is connected. And so because with Bowen therapy, we're similar to acupuncture where we're targeting specific points. So generally when somebody lists a few different things, I go to the body chart and I do look at the meridians and I try and see what's connected. So with a lot of the procedures, as we call them, the Bowen moves, they're all connected to something. So in our, when we were learning, it had, if somebody's got a neck ache, do their knee. And then if you look at the meridian chart, it's all connected. It's within that meridian. So quite often people will be like, why did you do that? Or, I do like to try and explain, as you know, okay, I'm going to do your respiratory today because, your digestive system. So respiratory all works with digestive system. I'm going to do your jaw today because you've told me that you've got vertigo. So it's all sort of connected. And so that's how I do it. And then a little bit with the emotions. So I try and gauge my clients as well, because some people might think it's a bit, voodoo or whatever you want to call it, because I do like to go through the emotions. So quite often when they do their form, I'll pick the main causes, and then I'll go through emotionally what that means. Because what I want them to do is not just step away from me and say, oh, that was good, but, I keep getting this neck pain. If you work through what the neck pain means, you will then go through, okay, so I've just got my neck pain. I always get everybody to do a bit of an exercise. So I'll say to them, next time you have that neck pain, right, do me a little favour. Just go back and reflect, what were you just thinking about? And quite often, especially with the neck and the shoulders, it's that feeling of the weight of the world on your shoulders. We were just talking about this before, but that literal weight of the world on your shoulders. So next time you feel that way, I say to them, take the armour off.
Yeah.
Put that armour down. You don't need to be carrying that anymore. So it's just about figuring out what that is and then addressing it in an emotional aspect. And I always say to people, I can help you with the physical, but you need to help yourself with an emotional aspect.
Yes.
And when you're talking about kids, they don't know how to do that. So when they come in for a bowling session with their parent, because I do bowl parent and adult sessions for the same price for kids under 12, I do that because I want to help the parents to be able to deal with, those big feelings that the children are feeling, and help the child with the physical elements, and they can deal with the emotional. So what we're trying to do is stop that trigger of the physical element that will trigger that emotional. So they both work hand in hand.
Yeah.
You can be getting the physical because of the emotional, and the emotional can be causing the physical. So you sort of need to come in the middle and meet.
Yeah, and it's all about balance. I mean, this is a whole point about holistic healthcare, is that we're looking at balancing and ensuring everything has its place and has its purpose. And like I say to mention, I used to work as a school counsellor, and I worked with teachers a lot. And I'd say, kids don't want to come to school and have a bad day. They don't choose that. They don't wake up and go, how can I really irritate my teacher today? Something's happening to them. Something is out of balance. And now whether that's parents are fighting at home, or, they're struggling in their schoolwork and you don't realise that they're dyslexic. There could be so many different things happening. And what we have to do is find the underlying issue so that we can assist them and restore that balance. So when we're talking about the emotion, when you've got a parent maybe coming in and saying he has tantrums all the time, is there something wrong physically? Maybe he's hurting somewhere.
Yeah.
Like this is something that you can address.
That's right, exactly. And there's certain areas. So for children with that kind of thing, that anxiety, we work on the hamstrings. So the hamstrings, if you're a Barbara O'Neill fan, she will say that that's your second heartbeat. So quite often, if somebody's an anxious person, I work along that, meridian to try and alleviate the tension in the hamstrings. So that will also cause a bit of lower back pain.
Yeah.
So, if the child's got lower back pain, that kind of thing. So I always work on the lower back. I always try to encourage legs up on the wall to get back that blood flow back down to the brain. So
because you feel that heaviness.
That's right. Exactly.
In the legs.
Yeah, and you literally feel unbalanced. So I do, my clients don't like their feet being touched, but I try and explain to them that the same thing with your feet. Where do you get your balance? That's in your feet. So if somebody has got sinus issues, I quite often will say to them, I'm going to work on your feet today because, again, that's your form of balance. Another area that I do like to work with the children is on the TMJ. So we do a bit of work on the TMJ upper respiratory. And the reason why we do that, again, is to open up their breathing, open up their heart space, and working on the jaw actually is, I think my lecturer used to call it, that is the mouse of the body. So, where the body goes. And then your coccyx, which I generally want you to do that after a few sessions. He says that's the computer of the body. So, you know, those
Where
two,
it's your foundation, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So with those two areas are unbalanced, that's where I like to work on with children. And I'm very gentle. I've done Rose's child before as well, and you know, it's we have a chat and have a break. So it's not let's just sit here. I've got two children on my own. Both of them get antsy when I do certain things, but I work with them. So I'll prop up more pillows. I'll try and distract them, have a chat. You know, just ask them questions. It's not just lay down here and we're going to do this today.
But I find it's very relaxing.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
And I find that once I've done the child, then when the parent has their treatment, the child's so chilled out. They you know, there's plenty of room in the clinic for them to lay down and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I find that when I do the child first, then they're relaxed, and then the parent can have their treatment.
So what are the main things that you're seeing kids for?
Main things I'm seeing kids for, a lot of it is anxiety. It is, you know, you're coming up with a lot of your hyperactivity and all that kind of stuff. Don't have to put labels on things, but those sorts of things I'm coming through with a lot of the behavioural kind of stuff. Headaches, sleepiness, like not being able to sleep, anxiety, those are the sort of things that we're getting children coming through with.
Yeah, the
reflux as well, so babies too. So because they have underdeveloped lungs, volume therapy can help free that up too. So
yeah, I think what you said is really important about labelling. Because, you know, I was just having this discussion with a client yesterday and I was saying, you know, I have anxiety. It's like, yeah, but everyone experiences anxiety at some point. So how do we move through that anxiety to ensure that it doesn't overpower and unbalance us?
That's right.
You know, it's about learning the tools and strategies that work specifically for you. So, okay, this is going to calm me down and this is going to enable me to be the best version of myself at this precise moment.
That's right.
We don't need to be spectacular. You know, we just need to know how to cope. You know, so that we don't go overboard. So
that's right. It's about having those coping mechanisms to get through what you're going through and getting those tools. So I guess working with you with my daughter is given her those tools, and it's just interesting seeing her navigate through with her friends. And you know, she takes her oils to school. You know, she's gone to camp today. She took some oils with her because she knows what works. So it's about having those tools for our kids now, so they don't have to do. They're still going to have to do work. Let's just be real. They're going to have to do their own work, but at least they're not going to have. They're going to have some more tools to get through what they need to. So give them some resilience.
And we're also intuitive.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is what I love about intuitive. So when you're sitting there and playing with essential oils, or you know, smelling them and seeing what they do for you, and they just absolutely love it. And you know, my first session with each child, I do give them a little essential oil that we make for them specifically with the emotions that they're feeling and how to overcome those. And they just absolutely love it, and they wear it, and they tell me you know, next time I see them, and my friends like it, and it smells beautiful. You know, I wear them as perfumes, and try and get a bit of, you know, let's try and be less toxic in there as well. But this is the whole purpose of holistic healthcare.
100%.
Making sure that we're doing our best. We don't need to change the world, right? You know, we don't need to chuck out every single food that's in the pantry. However, we can make subtle changes. And I think the longer we go along with that, one day you'll realise, oh, wow, you know, I haven't touched a soft drink in like 5 years. You know, how did that happen?
That's right.
You know, and that's a real lesson, you know, how do we teach our children these new habits? How do we instill in them these coping mechanisms and make them feel wonderful? You know, that they can actually do this and achieve this. So I'm looking forward to chatting to a whole range of people about lots of different modalities that we can offer children. We're looking at things like acupuncture, body talk, muscle sense. The list goes on. There's so much. There's so much that we can do from group work. there's a whole lot out there. So if you'd like to have a chat and explain to people what it is that you do and how you can help children, just leave me a message or contact me, and I'd love to have a chat with you. But in the meantime, Angie, how can we contact you?
So you can contact me on my Instagram page. So I have Instagram, I have a website. You can call me on the phone or send me a text message. So I'm very respondent that way. Emails, whatever you like. So my my business name is Balance and Energize Bowen Therapy. I'm based in Payneham South. I have people see me from everywhere, and I operate at the moment on Friday nights and Saturdays all day. And I do encourage you to book in as soon as you think you need something, because it does book out quite quickly because I'm limited to my days at the moment. But yeah, Balance and Energize Bowen Therapy. And yeah, I love balancing the whole family. So bring the children, come together, come on your own. I'm here to support you.
Beautiful. Thank you for joining us in our first little live. And we'll be back with more.
Thank you.
Bye.